ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 44 of the Division Z podcast. My name is Jason.
And I am K Cosmic.
Today we are joined by guest Jack Lobster. Go ahead and say hi to the fans. Say hi to the chat.
Hello, everybody. It's an absolute pleasure to be back on the show for a third time. This is freaking insane, but I'm really excited to get into all things Season 3 Cold War.
Hell yeah, we are too, man. Season 3, honestly, not gonna lie, I was a little bit worried at the start of Season 3 that we wouldn't be getting too much zombie stuff, but we actually got more than met the eye. We got toxic growth, the PPSH is back into zombies, we got the Duga Outbreak map, we have new objectives in Outbreak as well, and, well, maybe not the main objectives, but side objectives. And we have Zombies Unlock challenges. So there's a lot for zombies, and there's a lot for multiplayer and Warzone, too. So I guess we'll just start at the beginning. What do you guys think of the new field upgrade?
Go on, Cosmic. You go first, mate.
Yeah, sure thing. Well, I made a review on it, and I have to say, I think it's one of, if not the most fun field upgrades we've gotten so far.
Agreed.
Just the whole idea of it. I love what they did with it, and like how's the thorns and the zombies walk through it and they die like instantly. And I tried it on some of the bosses like Megaton, and it'll actually hold him back. Like he'll get like it'll attach to him, and I thought that was such a cool little detail.
Definitely.
I don't think as far as like actually getting to high rounds, I don't think it's as good as something as Ring of Fire, but I think it's probably the second best or third best for high rounds for. I don't know. I've seen some comments saying this one's really Outbreak focused, and I haven't really touched any of the new Outbreak stuff. I played it a little bit, but have you used it in Outbreak yet?
Yeah, I definitely used it a lot in Outbreak. I think you can use it practically on the other maps too. You know, I mean, the way I see this is Toxic Growth is the razor wire of zombies. If you guys remember what was the guy's name in Black Ops 4 with the razor wire. Torque, that's it. Yeah. It's like Torque of zombies now, and you can place it, right in front of a doorway or right in the path of zombies, and it can really help out. And the best thing I love about Toxic Growth is the fact that it's not time based and it's damage and kill based. So the growth isn't going to go away in a little while, like some of the other field upgrades, Frost Blast, the thing lasts for however many seconds. This will stay until it's killed X amount of enemies. What do you think, Jack?
Yeah, I gotta be truthfully honest. So I'm gonna put this in a small detail and then go into a little bit more. So, Frenzy Guard, I love Frenzy Guard bits, right? Okay, and so Frenzy Guard made me go like this. But Toxic Growth made me went like this. Like straight, like I used it, I upgraded it fully, used it on 5AC, trained literally an entire horde up, put it down, it kills the entire horde. I'm like,
it's so good.
Like it's so good. It blew my mind at how good it is. But what they were saying about Outbreak focused, I can understand where they're coming from because holdout.
Oh yes,
Holdout will actually benefit Holdout so much because you put one of those in front of the windows, or you put it right in the center. They're trapped. They aren't going anywhere, and it'll literally get rid of all of them. It's so good.
Absolutely, man. Holdout, and especially the holdout objectives for, especially Sanatorium. I find that one to be the most annoying one. So if I could just maybe camp on the very top staircase and just place 3 toxic bushes. And then just kind of sit back and chill, I guess, I
mean, what's great about it as well is, like you said, it has 3 charges. So it's not like just the 1 or 2. You're getting 3 of them. So let's say you messed up your first one. You can always throw down that second one, and it'll be like, hey, here you go. You're safe from the zombies for now. I think they did this one really well, and it's just so creative.
Definitely.
I just have to say, I think it's the most fun to use. And it's definitely one that you can use in pretty much most situations. When you're training, you can kind of use it. If you're camping and you can control the zombie flow, you can use it. Jason, I remember you saying a few days ago, if you use it in a corner, it doesn't help too much.
Yeah, no, not really. Because if you're in a corner and the zombies, they're stuck in the toxic growth, they're not stopped 100%. They're still going to be slowly moving their arm toward you. So when you're still in that corner and you have like 10 zombies around you and then they still smack you, even if it's in slow motion, you're still probably gonna die. That's the only drawback I think to it. But other than that, yeah, it's a really fun field upgrade to use. One of the better ones.
I think in terms of getting trapped in a corner, I think the best for that is probably either Ether Shroud or Frenzied Guard.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Because, well, especially Ether Shroud, because you pop that and you're not in the corner anymore. You literally zip the other side of the zombies, and they're just like, where the bloody hell is that guy gone? Like, it confuses anything.
Absolutely. And the thing I like about Frenzied Guard too, I know that was a season 2 thing, but the thing I like about Frenzied Guard the most is that when you are touched, they explode. So it makes it really easy to get out of a corner. Not only are you just escaping, but the zombies are dying at the same time. So it's definitely, I think, honestly, the top 3 field upgrades in the game right now are probably Frenzied Guard, Ether Shroud, and Ring of Fire. And then 4th place would probably be Toxic Growth.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
So a lot of fun stuff. A lot of fun stuff in the game so far.
I mean, in my I do like that review series of like field upgrades and perks and things like that. I often refer to like how they can improve it, because you know how they gave us tier 4 and 5. It was quite like oh, this is really out of the blue and stuff. Like I wasn't expecting any more tier upgrades. I was thinking of an additional tier 6 and 7. What would you think of this? It was the toxic growth effect, but it goes around the player. So instead of one boost, it goes around them. And maybe it kills faster. I was kind of playing around the idea of that, and I thought that'd be cool.
What do you guys in the chat think about that? Go ahead and share your thoughts, because I kind of like that. I like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think what was the other upgrade? So that's your tier 6, and what was your tier 7?
Yeah, just killing faster, because that's the biggest thing with it.
Like, I thought you were adding on to the 6 one.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's very much it. Like, it just kills like faster as well, I think, or lasts longer. Something kind of basic. I think the going around the player one is just such a cool concept. And if they ever do upgrade the tiers and all this stuff again, I don't think they will. I think the tier 4 and 5 were the only ones we're going to possibly get.
Man, if they were to do a tier 6 and 7, what would the name of the crystals be? We already have refined. We have flawless. Well, what would it be? It would be perfect, brilliant,
supreme?
Shining, supreme,
supreme crystal,
excellent crystal. I don't know. I mean,
what was the?
We need some adjectives.
The name of? What would we call it? Something good. We would call it, and. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I think if they're going to do that, I think they wouldn't bother making new crystals. I think they just make it so it would cost more, the highest rarity. Yeah. So it just costs a little bit more. But that's like just me hoping.
Man,
for that. I don't think they'll do that.
If they were to do a 6 or 7 upgrade tier, I would honestly just like 10 flawless crystals for a tier 7. I would be sad.
Well, to be honest, I know there's been a bit of info going around that they are going to be adding more tiers down the line.
No.
So yes. I think it might be coming true, mate.
Jack.
Okay, mate.
Jack.
That's excellent to hear. I love hearing that.
This can't be real. No.
It is. I'm sorry. It is. We're getting more tiers.
But this was like shortly after tiers 4 and 5 were introduced.
No.
There was
I'm gonna hold out hope. I think for the next DLC map, what they're gonna do is the same thing where they added more tiers and stuff as well. What do you think they do for Jug? More health.
You don't die. I mean,
you don't die.
You are prevented from being hit. I mean, that would have to be
splash damage.
No splash
damage. And that has to be a Jug one. It's gotta be.
Definitely.
Yeah. Because they could like, I feel like with a lot of the perks, like PhD, they don't have to add in PhD. They can just make it so I can add it to another perk.
Exactly.
Or like there's so many from like past games that they could just
they basically done a quarter of it with stamina, no full damage.
Yeah.
That was PhD. So you're right there.
The one thing I could see them doing if they were to add in PhD is making it so it makes the explosive weapons better, but again, like I don't know. That's kind of already a thing outside of like on the weapon classes, isn't it? So why would they do that? Like what can they do beyond splash damage? Like, you know, that's all I can really think of.
Man. So many perks are already incorporated in the perks that we have that I think honestly, from moving forward from here, I think the perks are going to be unique perks. I think they have to be. I mean, yeah, or at least I hope they are.
Yeah.
But then here's the thing too. I think a lot of people expect perks to be in the game already. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of people have already expected a new perk to happen already. But there's probably going to be pushed back until the next round-based map, which Craig Houston said might not come till season 4.
Yeah, that's kind of scary. But honestly,
I don't know, man.
I think zombies. I was kind of thinking about this, right? Zombies, no matter how good the game is, always has its dry periods. We're gonna get back to season 3 talking that later on. I get a few minutes probably, once I stop rambling. But it always has its dry periods, and I think for us, this is the dry period. And I'm not gonna lie, I think it's gonna be the most dry, just kind of boring, nothing really exciting. Really, I know we're getting the Outbreak Easter egg, but if I'm being perfectly honest, I'm not one to hate on the game. I think the Outbreak Easter egg will come and go like every other Easter egg, which is fine because that's how zombies content is consumed. It's consumed rapidly.
Yeah,
because like that's the thing, though. Like I think it'll be fun and stuff, to have it in, but I think it'll get consumed rapidly. Like, well, I don't know. Do you guys think Firebase Z kind of kind of stood the test of time and didn't get played? Like, what am I trying to say? I guess what I'm trying to say is. I think a lot of people felt burnt out on D Machine like a few weeks into the game. Do we think that about Firebase Z? Because I haven't really.
I think maybe a little bit. I think a little bit.
Yeah.
And I think that's just how the zombies community has always been. You know, it's that we want so much, and then we burn through it because we want it, and we got it, and we just go. And then and then we're left wondering, well, why is everything so dry? Well, we consumed everything so quickly.
Yeah.
So I think honestly there's still a lot of fun to have with Firebase Z. You can use the new weapons, and you can you can test things out on Orta like Codename Pizza did with the ballistic knife and killed it in 11 shots, which is insane. So there's so many things that you can still do, but as far as map content, you know, I think there's definitely a dry period there. But there's just so many other things in Cold War that are already really good that you can still have fun
exactly. With. Yeah, no, the game's good. By all means, Cold War is one of the best zombie games we've had. As far as content, I think it has some of the best content we've ever had. It's just them kind of gaps between.
And I mean, even Outbreak is continually updating, and you know you have those new maps. I mean, it's not a round-based map like everyone wants, but it's still they're fleshing out Outbreak more. Outbreak and Onslaught kind of have the same kind of storyline to me, where Onslaught at the beginning of Cold War kind of started out as whatever and blah blah blah. Where I mean, Outbreak. A lot of people loved it at first, right? But then some people kind of fell off of it, blah, blah, blah. But both the game modes where I think have the same storyline is they're both continually being updated and pushed to be like, okay, how do we make this better? You know, Onslaught is a significantly better game mode now with the Ether tool and armor and Pack-a-Punch. And now Outbreak, I think, is going to be significantly better with new areas, new objectives, new side quests, and I think more and more people are just gonna like it more.
Yeah.
So,
Did you guys watch the Treyarch live stream on season 3?
Yes.
I skimmed through the zombies bit. I did watch it though.
So, it still amazes me that John Rafik said more people played zombies when Outbreak was released than when Cold War was released. Now that's saying something about Outbreak. For more people to be playing it then than on Cold War's release is a massive achievement for them.
That is definitely pretty crazy.
And as well as that, Activision see that and be like, okay, all these players are playing this mode. Let's give them a bit more money. Let's get them to do some more updates for it, I think. So whenever the zombie team does good, like it means that they can do more. So that's why it's good to support the modes. Like Outbreak. I haven't played it personally properly in a while, but I do have to say I do enjoy it. I do enjoy the game mode. I think in a few months' time, it will be kind of like the next step for zombies, hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just one of the things where they have to update it and see what needs changes and what they can add. And I think that's a very bright future.
Definitely, Outbreak has a insanely bright future along with Cold War Zombies if they continually update it like they have been. I just think a lot of people in the community right now are running out of patience, and they want to see the round-based map. They want to see the Berlin map. Don't get me wrong, I want to see it too, but here's the thing: as long as it happens, I'll be fine. As long as it's a good map, take a little extra time to perfect maybe something that's not as good or whatever it might be. But then I really hope that we also get a map with season 5 and 6, because there's going to be 6 seasons of this game, because we didn't get a new map with 2 and 3, because Firebase Z was technically the end of season 1.
Yes, it was. Yeah.
So it's we didn't get one with 2 or 3. I really hope the new round-based maps are 4, 5, 6. I really hope
that'd be a really nice lineup.
Yeah,
that'd be really nice.
Okay, that's the end of Cold War's life cycle, and then whatever happens from there is whatever happens.
Then we'll go and play GTA for a few years, or Fortnite. Go to GTA and play GTA for a bit. Who knows? We'll cross that bridge when we get there. But in my opinion, I don't really mind waiting for the maps. Like, I'm not. I think after playing BO4 and 3, I think I'm now more at like, okay, I'm not gonna really complain. I'm gonna wait for it to come out, and then I'll enjoy it. I'm gonna enjoy either or.
Right.
And I have a really good feeling about Cold War, because since the base engine's good, I don't really think they can mess up really with maps. And I think the rest of the seasons, I don't know if the maps will be better or worse than Firebase Z and D Machine, but I don't think they're gonna make a bad map. I think it's gonna be a pretty solid, consistent lineup of maps. And the big one map that could be bad is the final map in the season, because whether they don't hit the mark with hype and stuff for whatever they want to do with the story at that point. Because I think DLC 4 is like not where the story concludes, but whatever you've made beforehand should be kind of building up to this, like with Revelations. Origins, not really so much. Origins came out of the blue, really. And Moon, what's it? Tagger Toten. I think these are all maps that we build up to where the next step of the story is going to go. Yeah. And I hope it's good. I hope it can live up to that sort of hype. But at the same time, if it doesn't, I'm not bothered. I don't care. I'll enjoy the map either or.
The thing with the whole build up, a lot of people, I think it's really funny. A lot of people say, "Oh yeah, this new storyline is terrible. This new storyline sucks, and there's nothing here, and things don't make sense." Treyarch, this has put the storyline in the intel. If you go through and you read some of the intel, I've read some of it, not all of it, but some of it's pretty interesting. And to see that there's little side stories and little events that kind of lead up to where we are. And, Onslaught, some people might not even know that Onslaught takes place before Die Maschine.
Really?
Because that's where we are. We're investigating these anomalies that are scattered around the world. We don't know why they're here, but they're here. Let's go investigate. And so they go and investigate. And then in Die Maschine, there's a very, very subtle callback to that, where Major Carver says, "Oh yeah, these are the things we've seen around the world. Be careful." And so then when you go into the portal, that's what makes them so surprised that, oh, you can go into that and go to the Dark Ether. Wow, this is a huge discovery. So there's a storyline. Everything has a purpose in the game if you read into it. And I think that's fascinating. Yeah. And it's perfect because the story guys get what they want, number one. And number two, the gameplay guys can get what they want so that the map isn't just clouded by story only like a lot of the Black Ops 4 maps had a problem with. So you get the best of both worlds, where the story guys get to have their story, and the gameplay guys, Black Ops Cold War is very gameplay-centric. So you got a lot of gameplay features. So, yeah, Cold War's doing a good job with that, I think.
My mate Sam, he's a very story-invested guy. And he always puts out on Twitter, like, the story's there. You just got to listen to the intel, and you got to go through it all. And, he is 100% right. I listened to a bit of the intel the other day, and, it's there. There is a story, and it's solid. The The audio characters have really good backstories as well. Like, you find out a little bit more information about them. You know, it is there. It's right in front, but people are too lazy to listen to the intel properly, and so they're just like, "Oh, the story's shit." It's like, no, man, just take your time and listen to it.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, it's funny. It's really funny to me where, people will just not take the extra step.
Yeah, I think it's because Black Ops 4, especially, and I'll say Black Ops 3 to a certain extent, the story was so in your face. Maybe what they're missing is that, but at the same time, it's like I think as a community, a lot of people really complained about Black Ops 4. It was too story focused in a lot of aspects. They could have met in the middle where story was there and gameplay, right? But they didn't really. And I think Treyarch listened to us wanting more gameplay focus. They said that in the interview for Cold War. We wanted to really import, like, we wanted zombies to be fun with, like, the gameplay. That was what they said. They want zombies to be back to the core, fun, killing zombies. That's what makes the game so fun. So I think they really put story to the side in terms of not showing it in your face. You know, like, you're not seeing it absolutely everywhere. But if you actually do the research, you find the intel, you listen to everything, it's a really story-packed game. It's just some people, like you said, don't really want to put in the effort.
Yeah.
And they just don't notice it's there. And then they're like, oh, there's no story. The map lacks personality. And no, it doesn't actually. If you go in and actually make effort to look for it, then you'll find it.
Definitely.
And what you were saying there about gameplay, I believe what the exact thing that Kevin Drew said in that Cold War first reveal video was we've taken a fresh eye to the core gameplay loop to let you drop in and have fun faster than ever. And you know, that's the description of it.
Yeah,
absolutely. It's very easy to pick up. It's a very easy gameplay to pick up. It might seem very convoluted and there's a lot of moving parts at first, but it's very easy to pick up once you get in the groove, which is great.
I to this day still love the salvage system. I think it is
it's really good. I know they really went different and they really tried something new, and the armor system is the best zombies armor system. None of this World War II shit. And you know,
sorry, what was that? World War II? What?
Yeah, I know. What is that? What is that?
What is that?
What's that?
No.
That game doesn't exist.
But yeah, season 3 is definitely, there's a lot of things included with season 3. You got Duga that was introduced to Outbreak as well, which I think is cool. I think introducing Duga into Outbreak, not only is it a fun map and it's very colorful, it's huge, and it also, to me, validates the Cold War campaign's involvement in the zombie storyline, because it's literally saying, this is Duga. This is from the campaign. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's screaming to me, which makes me think that the zombies, the Dark Ether storyline in this game, because the campaign has 2 endings, it follows the campaign ending where you side with the communists and you side with Perseus. To me, that's what that's saying, where that's the story, that's the canon zombie storyline to tie into the campaign, because Duga is directly mentioned in Outbreak and Zombies now. And then the other option, where you side with the Americans, that could be like the campaign canon, but then the zombies canon can be, Bell working with Perseus and things like that, which I'm going to be totally honest with you guys. I think Bell can be a villain in Zombies, working with Omega, and I think that could be fucking great. That would be such a huge plot twist to be like, oh yeah, by the way, Bell is working with Omega and Perseus, and this is what's happening, and
that'd be very cool.
Let's start intertwining everything together, because obviously Modern Warfare and Black Ops Cold War, everything's coming together. Let's just do it. I want to see Bell, Zakayev, Stitch. I want to see everybody just in the final fight, boss fight, and we're all just going crazy. Like, we're there with Adler and Mason and Woods. I just think that'd be so cool, just a finale map to just tie all the storylines together.
I think I could imagine Bell being like, like the season 3 outro. I can imagine him walking into the shot. Like, there's like dialogue and stuff, and then him walking into the shot, and it's like, it's just him, And I could imagine that, and that would be that'd
dude,
be good.
Imagine
that'd be a way
this.
to build hype.
So it's the season 3 outro, and then Adler's fighting Stitch or whatever, and then Adler gets away or whatever, and Stitch is injured or whatever, and he's down on his luck, and then out of the shadows, out of the smoke from like a fire, there out comes Walking Bell, and then he comforts his comrade Stitch and looks at him and says, "We have a job to do."
Ooh.
Direct correlation to the campaign. And then it's like, oh shit, here we go. And then MK Ultra is canon in the zombie storyline. Let's see, we have Mr. Sniper Lee in the chat saying Bell is dead though because Adler is alive. I don't know if you played the campaign or not. Depending on what ending you choose.
Yeah.
What ending you choose, Bell lives or dies. If you side with the Americans, then Adler takes Bell out into the middle of nowhere and shoots him. But if you side with Perseus, then you kill Adler and you are, you help Perseus create a new Russia.
They haven't really decided what's canon on what side yet, have they? Because the universes are connected, but like it in a sense, it could be that ending. Like, what ending are you following with this?
Right.
So,
which I think is a very big possibility that the Dark Ether storyline correlates to the side with Perseus ending.
And that's why with multiplayer stuff, there's no like with the multiplayer maps and stuff, there's no like zombies like interference or anything like that really. I know obviously you can play Onslaught with the multiplayer maps themselves,
right? But
that's why the MP maps have no zombies or anything in it. That's just my guess. That'd just be my sort of guess. Maybe. So what do we, moving on from that then, what do we think of all the new weapons that we can access right now?
I'm having a good time with it. I think the weapon challenges are a fantastic addition to the game. I had a ton of fun making guides for a few of the weapons that I didn't already have unlocked, and so that was cool. And the PPSH is really good in multiplayer. I have yet to use it in zombies, admittingly, but in multiplayer, the PPSH is really good. I know a lot of people think it can be the new meta. And then I haven't used the new sniper yet. My battle pass isn't quite there yet. So, new weapons and new weapon challenges are fantastic. What do you guys think about it?
I think the PPSH I think it lives up to the hype. I think it's really good.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't personally used the sniper rifle yet because I'm not there either. Ballistic knives are fun. We were talking about this before the podcast actually went up. There's a very, very funny video of Codename Pizza using the ballistic knives to kill Orda in like 2 seconds. So that's useful. That's useful. So Jack, what do you think about the weapons and the fact we can actually unlock them now?
Let me tell you this. I went through the pain and suffering of doing multiplayer to unlock the crossbow.
No.
Right?
Same here, my friend.
And that's literally the first time I've touched multiplayer on Cold War. I did it because I wanted the crossbow and I wanted to get the camos for it.
Mm-hmm.
And then, what does Treyarch drop on us? Oh yeah, by the way, you guys can unlock guns and zombies now. I'm
funny.
like, so you made me suffer through that multiplayer bullshit just to drop this in my face, you cruel bastards.
You know what, man? I think Troll Arc is at it again, right?
They are. But I have to admit, though, I'm very thankful because
me too.
It's nice for the community as well because I know a good chunk of the community doesn't like multiplayer. Yeah. So it's good. Yeah. It's good for them, that they can finally play the game they love and unlock the weapons that they want to unlock without having to suffer through the pain of multiplayer.
Definitely.
So it's very good. But ballistic knives, oh my god, that's so good.
You know what's funny about that too is like some of the challenges I don't necessarily mind. Other challenges I fucking hate for multiplayer, right? Like
the shotgun one wasn't too bad, I don't think, was it?
That one was all right. Were you
that was the one I did.
That one was fine.
Yeah, I didn't do any other ones. That's the one I did. So I got it pretty easy.
To get the Wakizashi Samurai Sword multiplayer, you have to do 2 assassinations or executions or whatever they call it in 10 different games. Like you're lucky if you get 1 in a game.
Yeah, that's like a situation. Like if you're in a game with noobs, then it's easy. But if you're in with people that are sweating, how are you supposed to get behind them and assassinate? And then their teammate comes along, kills you before you finish it.
Yep. Man, exactly. Speaking of the sweats, I've been getting put in just crazy ass lobbies on Diesel recently Which, by the way, I'm not a fan of the new multiplayer map Diesel. I played it in Face Off. I played it in Gunfight. I don't know. It's just something. It's just an off feeling map to me. And then Yamantau is a good multiplayer map as well. Have you guys played Diesel and Yamantau? What do you guys think about those maps?
I have not played Diesel. I have played the other one, how's it pronounced? Yamantau? Yamantau. I played that one. I have to say, I really, really enjoy it. I think it's the best Treyarch map we've had probably since some point during BO4. I really enjoyed the flow. There's so many points where, like, there's one where there's like a grapple you can go up and then you can cut through quite easily.
That's pretty cool.
There's a point where you can jump from a railing into the actual building, and that works really well. Overall, I think the map just has a really good flow. I think it's the best map we've had that isn't a remake. And I have to say, I think I could play this map constantly. I feel like this for me is like a Combine from Black Ops 3. I think,
I think Combine was great.
Combine was a classic. Yeah. To me, this is so. I have the same feeling when I'm playing this and using the PPSH on it. I'm like, oh, you can't beat it. You can't beat it.
It's great. What do you think, Jack? If you've played it yet,
I will never touch multiplayer for as long as I live.
And there we go, ladies and gentlemen. All right. There you go. You know what's funny, actually?
I saw you play it, Jason, and the Yamato actually looks really good. I haven't seen Diesel, but am I wrong? Is Yamato from the campaign? It looks like it's from the campaign, or it could be wrong.
It looks like it, but it's not.
Oh no, it's freaking what's it called?
It looks like it, but it's not, because that's
What's the one from Black Ops 1? It's WMD. I'm trying to think of WMD.
But yeah, no, Yamantau's a cool map. Diesel, meh. Diesel's kind of meh.
The fact that we're getting Standoff back, though, that's a solid, because Standoff is a great map.
Yeah, I'm a little sad that it's not here yet, and it's coming in the middle of the season. But yeah, you know what? At least we're getting it.
Last time, insane gameplay on Standoff on Black Ops 2. I think I've had some of my best games on Standoff, so I'm glad that's coming back.
Hell yeah.
It's a great map. I think the last time we got it, it was in Black Ops 3, and it had that Western theme, if I'm not wrong.
Yes, it did.
Yes, it did. That was an okay remake, but it didn't play the exact same, obviously, because of exosuits. It's going to be nice going back to classic. I think it'll bring a lot of BO2 vibes.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm just excited for that. It's a great map. Has great flow.
I mean, yeah, you already got Raiden Express. I mean, you're basically remastering Black Ops 2 for Cold War, which, by the way, guys, if you're going to remaster Black Ops 2 for Cold War and the multiplayer maps, let's remaster the Zombies maps from Black Ops 2 as well. I want to see
Mob of the Dead.
I want to see Mob of the Dead on a Cold War system. I want to see Buried on a Cold War system.
Yeah.
And fuck it. I want to see Origins on a Cold War system. I think that'd be really, really cool. And, you know, Transit and Die Rise can come along too if they really feel like it. But I feel like I feel like the Transit one would be an Outbreak map, and then Die Rise could maybe be its own map, or we just kind of leave Die Rise alone and we don't fall off the building. But yeah, no, I think definitely, because Blood of the Dead's a cool map. I think it's not as bad as people make it out to be. Personally, I have fun when I play it, but I want a faithful mob remaster. I want a 1-to-1 scale mob remaster. And you know what? If you add an arsenal and a crafting table in there with the Cold War system, I would be okay with that.
Do you know something as well?
What you were saying about Die Rise? Just quickly.
Just following off the map.
You said about Die Rise, just living it back. But Jason, the best thing about Die Rise was yeeting yourself off of the building. That was the best thing about Die Rise.
That's the best part, yeah.
Oh, man.
But what's it? I think, in a way, Blood of the Dead happening on BO4 was actually somewhat of a blessing, because I don't think they're ever going to remake Blood. But if they properly remade Blood of the Dead for Black Ops 4, like a faithful remaster, no like new storyline or anything like that, I feel like they wouldn't opt to do it in Cold War. But since that, I don't think they really class that as Blood of the Dead, and since Alcatraz is already in Warzone, I don't think it'd be too hard for them to.
Yeah,
port that over into a Cold War.
Exactly.
And they could definitely add it. They could definitely add in Mob of the Dead. And I think if they were to do that, I think I would want them to do a faithful remaster.
If they were to do that, Black Ops Cold War Zombies would by default be my favorite zombies experience.
Yeah.
Because Mob of the Dead is my favorite map of all time. And if they were to do that, a Black Ops Cold War Zombies would be the best zombies, just above Black Ops 3, I think, personally.
No, I have to admit, if Mob was remastered in that fashion, it would But the thing is, though, if they were to do it, I've got a sneaking suspicion it would be a surprise drop. Like they would maybe give the tiniest teaser on Twitter, and then they put it out saying, "We've got Mob of the Dead coming for you as a surprise DLC," kind of like they did with Chronicles. But it's like like you guys are getting Mob of the Dead next week, and it's just like,
it's like, oh, shit, we are. Or they could just do a Dead of the Night and just release it and go, yeah, okay, that's here now.
You know what? As great as that would be, I would like a little bit of notice beforehand. I like people to actually know that it was coming out. I can imagine them doing. I can imagine them. So let's say there's a multiplayer trailer or something, right? And it cuts to like buying Black Ops Cold War now or whatever, right? And then after that, it's like a shot of Alcatraz. You just hear a zombie screaming, like in the background, and then it cuts. That's it.
Yeah.
You give me goosebumps. Give me goosebumps.
How much hype would that make? That would be amazing. Like, you just hear the.
They would get literal just replies of the PogChamp faces.
Oh yeah,
that's all they would get.
Right? Exactly, man. So a lot of potential. A lot of potential.
Yeah, I feel like this would be kind of like okay, well, like obviously the Justice League film, right? Obviously they had the first cut in 2017, I think it was, and then they had the Snyder's cut that came out, right? I feel like. What do you think the Snyder cut's bad?
No, the original.
Yeah, the original. Yeah. Okay. I think sure we're on the same page. I think Blood of the Dead would be the original, and then Cold Wars would be the Snyder's cut. I think.
Cold Wars is the Snyder's cut of Mob.
It would be if they remastered it. I think it would be.
I think there's definitely a lot of potential for that.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't personally seen it because I just haven't been super invested into the whole verse there of
that's fair enough.
That.
But what I will say though, it is miles and leaps ahead better than the original.
Oh yeah,
Justice.
no,
cool.
No, so many parts of it they just fixed. There's so many there's just so many problems with the movies. One scene, I know this is a zombies podcast, but we'll talk about Justice League for a minute. There's one scene, and it's where Superman and Batman are kind of like having a little face-off, and there's this really bad scene where Superman holds Batman by the neck and says, "Do you bleed?" And it's just so bad. It's the delivery of the line is so bad, right? And it's a callback to Batman versus Superman, where Batman says, "Do you bleed?" Because it makes more sense there. And they cut it out of the Snyder's cut because it makes no sense. They just cut it out, and they replace it with a decent shot. It makes actual sense. Like, God, it's such an improvement. They actually made something of the movie.
I'll tell you something. Because I had my friend and my brother come around. We watched it on last Saturday, and I'll tell you something. For a 4-hour film, feels like 2.5 hours. Quite literally.
Wow.
It's because they pace it out really well. And I have to say as well, it's one thing redeeming the original Justice League. The fact that they redeemed Jared Leto's Joker as well, in my opinion, I think is great. I think
and Ray Fisher's Cyborg, they redeemed him as well.
Yeah, because he had like no personality in the first, or not no personality. They had like nothing in the first one of him.
He was blunt, mate. He was absolutely blunt. But in the Snyder cut, he actually had a lot of character to him, and I applaud that.
The one thing with the Snyder, the one thing with DC movies in general is that the CGI is always a bit funny. I think Batman v Superman was slightly better with CGI, but I think just have you seen Aquaman?
I did actually see Aquaman.
Good film.
The the CGI in it just looks so weird. I seen a comment saying this looks so high budget yet low budget at the same time. Some people were comparing it to that like a Power Rangers movie. Where I don't know, the CGI just like looks kind of funny. I don't know what it is.
Interesting. But, I mean, the only time I saw Aquaman was when it came out in the theaters, and the only thing I remember was a giant tsunami or something, and I don't really remember anything else. To be totally honest,
it's because a lot
of the DC like this hidden city, like, and he had to sneak into it and fight somebody. Oh yeah, he fought some guy on like a gladiator arena, right? And then
yeah,
I don't know. I don't know.
The whole plot, the whole Aquaman, the writing is a bit funny. The whole plot of it is if I remember correctly, because I want to figure it out as well. What was it? Aquaman kills that guy's dad, but the guy deserved it. Aquaman gave him plenty chances. Like, he was in that submarine, and Aquaman spared his life, and the guy tried to kill him still.
Oh, Jango Fett's in Aquaman too. Tamara Morrison, right? He's Aquaman's dad, right?
Is it
the old fisherman guy, right? The guy on land.
I think so. Is it
right?
Well, who is it? He's played by. Wait, who is it?
Tamara Morrison.
Is it
Jango Fett? Right? Yeah. I know he's Jango Fett. I'm looking it up. Tamara Morrison.
Looking it up now.
Aquaman. Yes, yeah, the dude, the fisherman guy at the lighthouse keeper.
Ah.
Yes. Jango Fett.
It has a quite a good cast, doesn't it? Well, it has who else does it have? It has Defoe in it, doesn't it? Wait.
Yeah, Willem Dafoe. Yep.
Yeah, Willem Dafoe. Yeah. So it has a pretty decent cast.
Yeah, it's just definitely. I don't remember much.
It's just kind of bland.
Rip.
I don't know. I feel like movies, you can bash them all you want. Some movies really deserve it. Like, some movies more than others. Like, what's a really bad movie?
The Last Jedi.
Well, I haven't seen that one.
I
think Transformers: The Last Night is probably equal to that, and just pure badness and no continuity. There's no continuity in that film whatsoever.
And same with The Last Jedi. That's cool.
It's so funny. It's so funny how there's like literally nothing. Like, there's this like the whole arc of the movie is that Optimus Prime has been turned to Nemesis Prime because the creator told him, like, so this person that's essentially God to them told them, no, you like our planet more, and he's like, okay, and then Bumblebee talks and it makes no sense and he snaps out of it. And it's like, what the hell? Who's approved this? What?
See, I don't know much about Transformers either, so I mean,
it's just listen. If here's the thing, right? If you're not a Transformers fan and you try watching the movies, the first one and third one you'll probably enjoy, and the fourth one's okay. But just watching them in a series, the movies feel like they don't connect whatsoever. There's subtle nods. There's subtle nods to the past movies, and a lot of them. And then a lot of them are just kind of looked over, like, like, I mean, it's just bad movies. I love Transformers.
Kind of to link back to zombies, Transformers and zombies actually have a little bit of a link. Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Steve Bloom, the voice actor for Tank Dempsey, is Starscream on Transformers Prime. So I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know
Steve
that.
Bloom, that dude's everywhere. I mean, you want to talk about voice actors who are just everywhere in the game industry and just all over the place. You got Steve Bloom, Nolan North, Tom Kane, Fred Tatasciore. I just listed off premise right there. You know, but literally those four guys, you could literally not ask for a better cast for the Zombies crew. I mean, it's fascinating to me to see them in other roles, especially in other Call of Duty games, because I don't know if you guys knew this, but Fred Tatasciore, the voice of Nikolai, is also the High Priest of Chaos in the Chaos storyline on 9.
He's also... Hang on.
Wait, who's it we're talking about?
Fred Tatasciore, the voice actor for Nikolai. He's also the guy in the golden mask on 9. And he also does the Russian strike team voice on Modern Warfare.
He actually did he did the voice for Infinite Warfare, what was it? The Mephistopheles. He does that voice.
Fred Tatasciore.
Yeah, the voice by Nikolai.
That's awesome.
Yeah, because there's a whole interview thing, and I remember on their Twitter, it was like, "Oh, we're having some familiar faces in today," and then you just see him, and he's like, "Nikolai, what are you doing there?"
Yeah, he also does Luvid Maxis as well.
Oh, that's right. I almost forgot about that. Yeah, I mean, that is someone. It's weird. That is someone I would love to have on the podcast. He seems like such a cool guy. All the cast. Just everybody.
Yeah, it's funny. Like you see these voice actors in zombies, and you think, "Oh, that's cool that they're in zombies," and then you realize they're pretty much everywhere as well.
Oh yeah,
like they're so
because they're so prolific. It's amazing.
Like you wouldn't even be able to tell. Like if I compare Starscream's voice to Dempsey's, I just couldn't hear it. Like before you told me, I wouldn't have correlated the voices together. And now that you're saying it, I can kind of hear it, but it's not like it's. I wouldn't have been able to tell before if you didn't tell me.
It makes me want to rewatch Cowboy Bebop because of Spike Spiegel. Steve Bloom was also Spike Spiegel on Cowboy Bebop. Makes me want to rewatch that. But yeah, man, I think it's just really cool. And then seeing other voice actors be involved in Call of Duty, like MJ Crazer, right? The guy who's the voice actor for Stitch. He seems like such a cool guy and a badass. I'm not going to lie. He's really active on Twitter. He's actively playing Call of Duty and interacting with the community. And, I love it when people do stuff like that. And, hey, I think MJ Crazer would be a cool guest on the podcast. Hey, if you're watching this, MJ Crazer, we invite you on the podcast. We want to get Stitch on the podcast and have fun, I guess. Just talk about Call of Duty, talk about voice acting. That'd be a cool time. Yeah. And does anybody know the actress for Wraith? Because I haven't looked into that yet.
No, wait a second. Cold War season 3.
Yeah. Actually, now that I think about it, who's Naga? Naga, Cold War actor. Let me see. Greg Chun or Chun, however you want to pronounce it. Okay, I'll have to look into some more of these other voice actors.
It's not coming up for when I Google. It's all just how to unlock Wraith, how to unlock.
Yeah, go ahead and watch my tutorial while you're at it.
I've seen that. That video's absolutely exploded. I need to congratulate on that, by the way, as well. That did really well. But no, it's not coming out. It's coming out with your video. So thank you, Jason. I can't find the voice actor.
Dude, you're so welcome. Unlock all the skins first, and then see who the voice actress is.
Okay.
Yeah. No, it's like an Easter egg. There's steps.
I have to watch the video till the end as well.
Oh yes, yeah, and watch all of the ads. Of course.
It's funny. It's like like you're kind of watching YouTube in the background, and like you're not paying too much attention. It will be then and only then where you get an ad that's like 2 hours long.
Yeah,
and it's like, why is this here? Why?
Yeah.
Is there not? What?
Or like you'll get those ads that are literally other people's video.
Oh yeah, and it's like them playing Warzone or something.
Yeah, and it's like, this is an ad. I mean, hey, good for them. They paid money to have it promoted, but it's like, that's an ad. That's interesting.
The thing is, so people that do that, their videos always get dislike bombed.
True.
Because it's like, why you pay this? Why are you paying this? like,
we got real quickly before we move on to the next topic. We have Mason Clark in the chat. Everybody, best zombies map go. Mob of the Dead, for me.
Yeah, but are we talking best map or favorite map?
Yeah,
because they're gonna differ.
You know what? Just answer however you want to answer, and then we'll move on to other season 3 talk.
Okay. I'm gonna say
I'm gonna have a hand up. Shadows of Evil. I'm sorry, it's Shadows of Evil.
All right.
I think I might have to agree because overall, Shadows is my favorite map. But if we're looking from like shadows.
All right,
yeah, 100%.
Well,
I
you
love
got
shadows.
Mob of the Dead and 2 Shadows of Evil there, chat. So there you go. But yeah, guys. So season 3. Do you guys have any other things to add on to season 3? Because I know that season 3 has got a lot of content, more than meets the eye. Hey, that's the Transformers thing too, right?
Yeah, I started to add.
Hell yeah, Jack. What do you got to add?
So I want to talk about Galova.
Okay.
They've changed 3 things on Galova.
Did they? What
They've changed Holdout, they've changed Defend, and they've changed Secure.
Really? I haven't gotten those.
Not Secure, sorry. Retrieve.
Oh, okay.
Retrieve.
Huh.
So, Defend. So, not Defend. Right, okay. Rewind.
Restart.
Holdout is no longer in the train station.
Oh.
It's now in the big barn. The gigantic barn. I'll tell you what, so much better.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that other area was kind of sucky.
So much room in there. Okay. Defend is now no longer in the church at the back of the map. It's now on the small island where the rover sometimes goes for the final phase.
Really?
Yes. It's interesting, that one. So you have to check that out. Check that one out. And Secure is now the actual truck itself is no longer up the top on the top road. It's now on the road, literally by the train station. So they've changed 3 things there. They've changed 3 things, but you know what? 2 of them. Sorry, no, 1 of them is by far for the better, and that's Holdout. Because that Holdout was bloody hard in train station. So I'm glad they've given us a more open area to train. I mean, hell, we still got absolutely slapped up, but it was still a bigger area.
Yeah, I like the little micro changes that they're doing to Outbreak. Like I said earlier, it's going to be the same thing as Onslaught. They're going to keep updating Outbreak, and they're going to make it a better and better and better game mode with every update. So that's great to hear. I haven't had those objectives yet in Season 3, so that's good to hear.
I seen that they added in the elemental upgrades for the DIE Shockwave as well.
I haven't come across that yet. How do you do it?
And there's one in... Yeah, is it that there's one in every map, or there's one in
4.
Yeah? So on certain maps they'll be in, I think it's 1 location they can only spawn in. I think that's what I've seen in the videos at least. So let's say you wanted a certain upgrade for the DIE, you might not necessarily have it on that map. You might have to wait until you get onto that certain map, and then there'll be like a location, like for the ice upgrade. I'm pretty sure it's on a thing of ice, like a frozen bit of ice.
Oh, that's cool.
So you go over there, pick it up, and boom, that's it. I seen that, and the thing is,
the Electro Bolt is on Duga.
Isn't it on the railing?
It's on like that big. How can I describe this? That big tall mother trucking
the array
thing, whatever it is.
Yeah, that thing. Yeah,
on the top. Have you guys been up there? Yeah.
No, actually,
dude. You look down, you can see the whole bloody map from up there. Like, no joke.
Wow.
You can see the whole freaking Juga map on top of that goddamn big railing thing. I'll tell you what, I had a bit of a height fright up there, not gonna lie. But yeah, I still jumped off in parachute because it was fun.
Dude, just jump off and don't pull your parachute and then use stamina up.
Oh yeah, that's the thing as well. Because I didn't even think about that logic until I seen a clip, and it was like, this is why Outbreak's great. And it's like the person from the max height, and then just lands like nothing.
Yeah,
just like my knees.
Literally no broke.
Does a superhero land?
Just superhero totally landing.
But
like, I think with things like that, with the adding in elemental upgrades in that way, I think I'm excited to see what Outbreak will do like towards the end of the game's life cycle. I think it's going to be very exciting. I think it's going to be very, a very fleshed out game mode, and I think it's going to be the first step to this. Obviously, we know about the new zombie game that's been leaked, where it's a solo project or something, and it'll be maybe free to play.
Yeah,
we've heard about, a while back. We heard about
it.
Yeah, something like that. But we heard about a while back. I think this might be the first step to what we'll be getting. The one thing, okay, this is a little bit off topic from season 3, but it's pretty relevant to COD. Who here likes the Warzone engine and mechanics?
It's decent, but I still prefer Cold War.
I would compare it to Battlefield. I think it's a lot more realistic than. But it's hard to like say like, oh, this is realistic. This isn't realistic because it's a video game, right?
Modern Warfare is more tactical. There's more control you can have over. Oh, tactical sprint, mount.
While Cold War is more of an arcade shooter.
Yeah.
Well, some sad news for people that don't like. I myself, I personally don't mind, but when we get these future games, we'll find out if I like them or not. To be honest, it is said by Activision that the games from now on are going to feel a lot more like Warzone, and they're going to incorporate that engine and the way sort of Warzone works. What do we? Well, obviously that's more like Modern Warfare, right? Like it's going to be a lot more like Modern Warfare.
Made Jack sad.
I just rebooted him. He couldn't handle it. It's sad. It's
so glad I'm not buying any more CODs. Thank you.
Damn, that's unfortunate.
That's the thing is like Cold War engine is something we didn't realize was so important until BO4. Like we didn't really realize that. I don't think even in games like Advanced Warfare, we didn't really think like, oh, that game felt clunky because of the enemies and stuff on it, right? Having Black Ops 4, I think all we really wanted was a really good game engine, and we got to a Cold War. Cold War feels amazing. And for them to take a risk and potentially make zombies on the Warzone engine, like Modern Warfare engine, I don't know. I hope it works. It possibly could.
Here's the thing about that. You need to continue having an FOV slider on console in order for it to play better. Because I don't know about you guys, but me personally, when I switch over to Black Ops Cold War, or switch over from Black Ops Cold War and then I go to Warzone, I gotta readjust a little bit because my FOV is set on Black Ops Cold War.
Before you can see this, and then when you go in Warzone, it's like...
Exactly. That's how it feels.
See anything.
That's exactly how it feels when I go from Cold War to Warzone. So if they put a FOV slider on all the Call of Duty games on console from now on, I won't mind as much. I won't. And if they implement an FOV slider into Warzone on console, which the likelihood of that, don't know, to be honest. I wish they would.
I don't think they will.
But if they were to continue to add a FOV slider with Modern Warfare mechanics on console, it'll be more playable because FOV you can maneuver a little bit quicker. You can be a little bit better with your FOV adjust a little bit.
Yeah.
So that's my answer to that.
I heard this was like a while back when they were trying to add in an FOV slider to Warzone for console. The consoles did not like it.
Really?
It really hammed down on that performance. Shoot. And I don't know, because Warzone runs pretty well for being on a console. I remember when Warzone first came out and I was amazed at how well it actually ran.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god. It was like Blackout, because we didn't have really anything besides a Blackout until we got Blackout for console.
Yeah.
And to see that run so well in like a day one Xbox One, I'm like, wow, this is running. Well, I'm sure I'm not getting 60 FPS, but I'm getting like 50, 55. It looks smooth enough. I'm not going to complain. And then for them to bring out Warzone that runs pretty well on, again, Xbox One, Xbox One X that run really, really well on. It's just an okay experience, but for them adding in the FOV slider, it can tamper it with a little bit. And I hope they fix it, because again, going from Cold War to something that doesn't have an FOV slider is like a night and day difference in a bad way. It's not good.
It's literally it's pretty much the same as like going back to past CODs. Like you look at something, because now obviously my COD was on PC, so I've got the FOV slider. But then I go back to Black Ops 3 on console, and it's like, and you feel so kind of
you feel
and you feel slow as a slug as well. I'm just gonna say that now. Going back to Black Ops 3, you feel slow as anything, even
It's the funniest thing in the world playing Black Ops 3 on PC and then going back to Black Ops 4, and I'm like, or Black Ops 4 what? PS4, and I just go, what the hell? Like, this is the same game? This is the same game? It all right. But yeah, no, I think the zombies on a Warzone engine, we've already seen glimpses of that with Haunting of Verdansk and literally what just happened with the nuke event. Everyone was a zombie. And also with the zombies events where you could go to the machine and hit start, and then you have to kill zombies, and then you get the all access card, and you open up the loot chest. We saw glimpses of that. So I think they definitely were testing it. They're definitely testing the fact, okay, does zombies work well on this engine? And it doesn't feel like zombies. It doesn't feel like zombies.
Honestly,
it's cool, don't get me wrong, but it just doesn't feel like what we've been used to. Maybe it'll take some getting used to. I don't know. But like I said, they got to put these FOV sliders on console, or else, we're gonna be in for an interesting experience, is what my assumption would be.
Well, what I would say to that is, from what I experienced in the multiplayer, and not multiplayer, in Warzone when zombies were there, like in that actual AI, them kind of working around on their own, they almost acted the exact same way as Exo Zombies acted. The way they ran, the way they swiped.
Interesting.
Because I was playing Exo Zombies at the time. The way they like kind of just looked and ran and stuff, it looked and felt like Exo Zombies. Like, because with Exo Zombies, when they swipe in the air, they're kind of like, not even with the exo suit, they're kind of in the air for like a tad too long. Like their animation in Exo Zombies, like they just swipe and they jump. Like it's like it looks a bit like takes a while for them to hit the ground, right?
Mm-hmm.
It kind of felt like that to me. I don't know.
Well, you definitely have zombies that kind of remind me of Exo Zombies a little bit, like the gas zombie that you had on Warzone, that you kill him and he explodes into gas. Although there was this other one that if you don't shoot it in the head, then it explodes. Which that was kind of an interesting thing. And didn't they have an EMP zombie in Warzone when you did the... Yeah, so I can definitely see the correlation there to Exo Zombies. That's interesting.
Exo Zombies too?
You know what, man? Maybe they're testing it out. They're saying, does it work well on a Warzone engine? Do we want, maybe
Exo Zombies too?
Hey, I wouldn't be opposed if it was good.
Honestly, I don't think they can make it good. I don't think they can make it good. I don't know what Jack's opinion is about it, but going back to Exo Zombies for doing all the Easter eggs, getting my gameplay and stuff, I've had my Exo Zombie fill. Outbreak's a good map. The EMZs, they're annoying.
Outbreak. There's 2 outbreaks now in zombies.
Yeah. I mean, like, it's just a bad game mode. I mean, if they took the EMZs away, it'd be a lot better. Like 50% better at least. But I don't like Exo Zombies.
What do you think about Exo Zombies, Jack?
Nah, to be honest, I'm with you there, Cosmic. It's like at the time it was, it was great. It was something different, but I think the way, there's one main reason why I really don't like Exo Zombies. I don't hate it, but I just don't like it, and that's the EMZs. I think they are annoying as fuck. And it's just they might as well just get rid of the exosuits at that point, because there's so many of them spawning on the high rounds. So it's just like, what's the point of me having this suit that makes me jump if you got this little asshole just slapping you every time? Just disabling your suit. It's like, what's the point?
Yeah, it's pretty annoying.
And the thing is, as well,
Burger Town, shit map.
Bad.
Also, the contamination thing, when you get hit by a zombie and you gotta go decontaminate yourself. I hate that. I think that's just bad.
Sometimes you'll land on a horde and they won't actually grab you, but you can't exosuit. Your exosuit won't work. You're trying to jump up and it won't let you, and then you just die. It's bad. Sometimes you're running past them and they'll hit you when they shouldn't hit you. Is really bad. Like when they get in the swipe animation, it's like the damage is already done. You can't get out of it and you're hit. And I was playing Descent, right? Descent, I think, to me, has to be tied with Infection. It's one of the worst zombie maps ever. Not because the actual layout of the map's okay, the visuals are really nice, just the fact that it's so tight, and Exo Zombies is a bad game mode to have a small map in.
Yeah.
I remember I was playing round 40, okay? And there was like 10 EMZs. And I went down
ridiculous.
5 times. Not 5 times. I went down like 2 times that round because of the amount of it. I was
crazy.
like, okay, get my stuff up, get my stuff back. I'm back, I'm go. Because the round before I was doing fine. But when you introduce all these EMZs, and the weapons do like literally nothing because they're all pea shooters after a certain point,
Damn.
And it's like, it's just sad. It's just sad. Don't bring Exo Zombies back. As much as Outbreak was kind of fun and I had some nostalgia for the game mode, that's why I went back. It's bad. It's bad. Nostalgia's a hell of a drug.
The last thing I gotta say about Exo Zombies before we start wrapping things up today is I did the Outbreak Easter egg once and never again. And then I just stopped playing Exo Zombies forever. And it was just bad. It's just not great. They tried. Hey, they tried something new, right? You got to give them credit for that. But everything else, it's just not great. It's just not great.
I think I don't like World War II zombies more than what I don't like Exo Zombies, to be fair.
Oh, wow.
And that's
just because
I
can kind of get that.
Like, I don't know what it was. That just, I didn't enjoy that zombies experience at all. It was very, like, the Final Reich was a good map, and I must admit that. But all of the DLC maps just didn't feel right to me. Preston House was cool. I like that. But as an overall zombies experience, it just didn't feel right.
Yeah, especially with the armor.
Same with Expos. Like, I think, honestly, non-Treyarch, best zombies experience probably has to be IW zombies.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
And I'm just going to say that.
Absolutely.
Like,
absolutely.
Because that feels like the closest to it, but it's so unique in a way as well.
Yeah,
true.
And Spaceland, I think, is a top 10 map. I'm going to say it. Spaceland,
definitely has everything it needs to be a top 10 map. As well, World War II, I think the maps necessarily weren't bad. I think it was more the things they introduced into the maps themselves. Because the layouts were okay. The Final Reich was a great map. I think that's like top 10 as well. Maybe it's funny that it seems to be the first map for a lot of the games seem to be the best. Spaceland,
yeah, for like the non-Treyarch ones.
Yeah. Outbreak to some extent,
personally, I'm not a huge fan of Spaceland, but I can definitely see why people like it, and I can definitely see why a lot of people enjoy that.
I think it was a fun zombies map. I think that's and I think that's kind of where, like, the lighthearted tone for it. The fact that there was an arcade theme park was really cool. You could ride roller coasters, play all the games and everything. It was fun. And I think that at the time, that's what zombies needed. Zombies needed a fun map because obviously Treyarch takes the zombies quite seriously.
Definitely.
So having a fun zombies experience in there was nice to just kind of mingle with.
Yeah, I feel like as well, Spaceland, it's a lot more, in a weird way, even if it was goofy and cartoony, it's a lot more grounded to reality than Treyarch zombies. Because you're in a theme park, and like the zombie outbreak happens. Like, don't get me wrong, there's crazy stuff going on and stuff. But I feel like you could be in that scenario where you're like in the theme park and stuff. And I don't know, it feels, in a way, Spaceland's quite a big map, and it feels somewhat an open world. But it feels to me like kind of like a Shadows of Evil, like a more cartoony, fun, lighthearted version of Shadows of Evil. And I like Spaceland. I like Raven Redwoods as well. Other maps I didn't really pay too much attention to, but yeah, I think Infinity Ward can make some decent
motherfucking Shaolin Shuffle.
Dude,
rotten to the core.
Oh my god,
that trailer.
That map is just such a meme. Like,
it is.
It's definitely a meme in this community. Even though I haven't played it, I would love to play it for the memes. The only DLC I have for Infinite Warfare is Attack of the Radioactive Thing. So,
oh my god.
I guess there's that.
Cringes me up. Shaolin Shuffle.
That's when they started. I don't know, because it felt like they had an idea of direction they wanted to go in, like Spaceland. And what I want to finish this point, we'll start wrapping things up. But Spaceland and Rave, they felt like they correlated quite well with each other. Then there's just Shaolin Shuffle, and it's like
totally
the
different.
layout. Yeah, the layout wasn't awful, but it wasn't great. The ninja zombies, I think I remember them, and the roller skating up, they were just bad. They would like spam at you if I remember correctly. They were bad because the ninja, the karate zombies could like 2-hit you, could they?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were bad. The Rat King, he was a cool boss. I don't know what to say. He was kind of annoying. You could kill him quite fast, if I remember correctly. The only good thing that came out on that map was the sword. So
interesting.
Yeah, and Attack of the Radioactive Thing is like
funny. It feels. Jason, you enjoyed playing it, didn't you?
I did, actually. I thought it was all right. I haven't done the Easter egg, but it's all right. Just to kind of chill.
Say, right. First time playing that map, I had my chat laughing so hard because I got the wonder weapon from the wheel, and it was like the first pull I got.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously I knew nothing about radioactive things, so I've picked this gun up and I've just gone to chat. Did I get a fucking Tesco scanner or something? What is this? I had them crack it up, and it's so funny.
It does look like one of those boop.
Because like,
and then you pick up all the parts and build it, and you can recharge it, which is great.
That's cool. And I gotta say, I think as far as theme and visuals, Beast from Beyond is my favorite. But in terms of gameplay, the map is awful. I hate how it ruins Extinction's canon. It makes me so angry.
I haven't played Beast from Beyond, but I'm glad I didn't from the looks of things.
Yeah, no, honestly. And the best part about Beast from Beyond is if you do Director's Cut mode, and then you spawn in with your perks and pack-punch guns and stuff, you can just pretend the game's Extinction. There's a place where you can camp, and then that's the closest thing you're ever getting to Extinction 2. I just hate it. Honestly, if they kept going with Extinction and Infinite Warfare, oh my god, I would have loved that. But that didn't happen.
That would have been kind of cool.
I guess I'll cry about it. So.
All right. That's a way to end off today's podcast. Well, guys, long story short, Black Ops Cold War Season 3 is great, and we're looking forward to all the new content coming in the mid-season mark, including the Outbreak Easter egg and the standoff coming to multiplayer. We're definitely looking forward to that. And we just talked about a bunch of other random stuff in today's live stream too, which was pretty fun. So, do you guys have any other closing thoughts before we wrap up episode 44?
I'm looking forward to whacking a minute with a baseball bat.
That's going to be funny. That is going to be pretty funny. The baseball bat, melee weapon, and Cold War to just smack megatons and manglers and stuff. That'd be pretty funny, actually.
I'll be like, come on, son, let's go.
Home run.
God, that's going to be great.
How about you, Cosmic?
Just thanks to Jack for coming on the podcast again. It's always great having you on.
Definitely.
And great talking some zombies.
Hell yeah.
And Jason, note as
you want to tell them about the thing in 2 weeks' time?
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, everybody, I don't think... Did we mention this on a previous episode? I feel like we did, but in case we didn't, in a couple of weeks on May... Hang on, it's on a Sunday.
6, isn't it? 6, isn't it?
Wait a minute. It's on a Sunday. 9th, right? May 9th. May 9th.
May 9th.
The Division Z podcast, Zom Squad, which is what Jack is doing. That's his podcast. And Pog Takes Pog, which is another Call of Duty podcast. It will be a 3-podcast free-for-all in Jeopardy. So it's a 2v2v2. So me and Cosmic versus Jack and Magna Collider and the host of Pog Takes Pog. And that is going to be cool. That is definitely going to be pretty cool to do. I like Jeopardy. I like zombies. Put them together. Cosmic, let's smash it in 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah.
So that'll be happening.
Reign supreme.
But that will be happening on May the 9th. So 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, we'll be doing Zombies Jeopardy. And I hope you guys can come out and have fun with us there. So... Anyways, guys, without further ado, thank you so much for watching episode 44 of the Division Z podcast. What was your favorite part? Feel free to share your thought in the comments. And with that said, have a fantastic rest of your day or night, depending on where you are in this crazy world. And we'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.